Hey guys, good morning. We're going to try to get to 1625 today. And what should I play? I guess we'll stick with the usual E4, another Sicilian. So let's actually try to play the gambit this time. We went with the traditional approach last time. Let's play the gambit. See if we can get some excitement here. Wow, E5. Yeah, I guess this is a move I've seen before. It's not very common. And it kind of, again, sort of doesn't let us do what we're trying to do. So unfortunately, second time, we're not really going to get a chance. I'm thinking about playing b5 just to kind of make it awkward for the knight. I'm also just thinking about developing quickly, just leaving this here if black wants to take it. I think I'll just go with the development. Okay, so see, now I can play b5 and chase the knight away and maybe win a pawn. It's going to get a little bit interesting, though, because there is going to be this follow-up move, queen e7, and I don't actually know if I win a pawn. We could also take, and then take here at the idea of playing d4. No, that doesn't work because of the check. Okay. Maybe it does. That's kind of getting kind of wild. Interesting. Let's play b5. And I'm not actually sure if I'm going to take this pawn, though. I may just develop a piece instead because, yeah, queen e7. I could play f4, but then I always have to move the knight. I'm going to lose my pawn. It just doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. So I don't think we can take that. So maybe just developing and using this square makes a lot of sense. Let's just do that instead. Develop a piece. Okay, and we'll take with the queen to not mess up our pawn structure with some doubled pawns. And probably just developing to the most logical square. Looks pretty good. Also have a nice grip on this d5 square. So black's going to have a hard time breaking at the center anytime soon. Probably just castling makes a lot of sense. I mean, we could also play d3 and get the bishop out, but I think I'll go ahead and castle. I'm pretty sure I want to castle this way because I already pushed this pawn up. I think it makes sense to just castle. All right. Yeah, I think d3 makes sense. I just want to get this bishop some options. Of course, I could put it here as well, but after d6, I don't really know what I'm doing. I guess something like this maybe, but I think d3 makes a lot of sense. Let's do that. Okay, do I want to take this square away? So a lot of times, playing a move like h3 is really slow. But in this game, again, we see locked up center. I kind of have more time to do stuff like that, and maybe I do want to take away that square. Now, there's going to be bishop e6. I could jump in or trade. Could also play just bishop g5 is another move here. Kind of like bishop g5, the idea of maybe just taking the knight and then using this square again. We've seen this before, where in a locked up position, that square on d5 is just very, very good. So yeah, I think maybe I will do that, actually. So we'll go bishop g5. And you always want to be paying attention for tactics when your bishop is in line with other pieces like this. So like if this knight could move somewhere dangerous and unleash this. But in this particular case, I don't think this is very dangerous. I was going to probably be able to just trade. Okay, so I think I am going to do that. And again, giving up the bishop for the knight because the position is locked up, because of the way the pawn structure is. And now I'm going to try to use this square at some point. I don't know if I'm going to go there right now or in the future, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But also just put the bishop there, which is kind of interesting too, and just leave the knight defending it. Well, let's actually do that, just because I like the idea here, and maybe I'll start pushing these pawns over here on the queen side, because I already have some space over there. That might actually make some sense too. And this might be at one of those positions where I'm going to kind of adapt to what my opponent does. Interesting decision by our opponent to just give up this pawn for free. I'm not sure, is there an idea the rook's going to come over, but I can just simply plant my bishop there. Everything's defended. It looks like it's just blundering a pawn, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. I'm looking for like some crazy forks or something, but I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I mean, they have to play rook b8 to save the rook, so then we'll just go back here to c6. Yeah, so we actually have two options, but I think I like c6 better. It's just more towards the center. Feels like it just controls more squares than over here on a6. So let's go here. Right, attacking the knight. Probably we just jump the knight in is what I'm thinking. Got to move it somewhere, so it's either going to be here or here. I guess here could be an option too. I think here's fine. Now we'll have to take back with the pawn to keep this guy defended. We're going to have opposite. Oh, actually, that's interesting. There's this move. Takes, we would have to sacrifice the rook. Do I really want to do that? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't want to do that. Trying to see if there's any way around that, but yeah, that's a pretty good move actually. I mean, I'm still gonna have two pawns and the bishop for the rook, which is a pretty good deal, but I don't think that I necessarily have to do that. So with that in mind, maybe I will just move the knight. Question is where? Here, here. I like this idea. Do I have time for that? What's black gonna do next? Ah, but they still have this idea of playing d5, but I don't have to take it. I could just leave it. That's probably what I'll do. Okay. All right, let's go here. It's actually a little bit tricky. I have to watch out for this tactic of if I ever take, this e4 move is actually a pretty good move for black. They're trying to undermine this. So let's maybe c4. I have to be careful because of the pin here, so I can't play a4, but c4 looks fine, I believe. So let's play c4. And we can recapture probably just with the bishop. We could take this way and allow this, the idea of attacking it. But I think I like this better. Maybe d5 out. Let's take this way. Take this way. Running low on time. Yeah, I'm low on time, but I feel like I'm moving fast enough. I'm keeping the game moving along. 3 minutes is still a lot of time. I can't really do anything about the fact that my opponent is gonna, play like it's a speed, like a blitz game or bullet game. That's, it doesn't make sense to always try to match your opponent's time, because what's gonna happen is if I try to play as fast as this person, I might make mistakes and I might blunder, and it's just not a good strategy. Now that being said, you have to pay attention, make sure you're making moves, but don't necessarily try to match your opponent's time. Usually not the best strategy. And of course, I mean, the point of this is to try to teach you guys stuff, so I'm not necessarily just trying to play as fast as I can, right? All right, we're going to take that. That's an obvious move. So you decided to sacrifice, which maybe makes some sense. I think I want to start pushing this guy as quickly as I can. This is defended. I'm going to have to move this knight at some point to connect the rooks, but for right now, I think I'm going to take advantage of the tempo on the queen. The rook is already behind it. Because if I can give black something to worry about over here, it's going to tie up their pieces. Okay, so again, probably just going to push it. I do run the risk of potentially losing that pawn, but right now I have some time to figure out a way to deal with that, I think. So let's go ahead and play a5. Yeah, and so now I want to start thinking about that. Like, let's say black just starts to maybe play here and try to take my pawn. How can I defend that? This is one way. Even just knight c3 to attack it, actually. So let's relocate the queen. Let's go here. And I'm thinking about coming over like this. I'm thinking, okay, he's going to try to blockade it. If I go here, we lose the pawn. How much do I care about that? I can also just go here, bend this way. Let's do that. We're going to defend this with the rook. Or even knight to c4, actually. Yeah, this actually looks even better. Now we have an extra defender. Of course, if black wants to give this up, that's fine. My queen's doing a good job of defending everything. And now we're set up to start using the other rook. Yeah, now it's looking pretty good. And this bishop, of course, is not doing anything because the pawns. He's trying to open up the bishop, which is smart. But I do have this in-between move here, so... Or I can even just do this. I'm going to have quite a few extra pawns. This one is also an option. All right, let's do it. I think this is going to go... I think this endgame is going to be good for me. So let's go ahead and do this trade. I have 2 pawns here. Which way do I want to do this? Trying to go for something like this. I could have just taken that. I don't know why I didn't just take that immediately. Oh, we did it. Wasn't pretty, but we got it done. Okay. Pretty well played game. Probably some of those blunders were towards the end, I'm imagining. Let's see. Let me put the eval bar on for you guys. Yeah, this move, I'm not like real familiar with this. I know it is a move. I don't really know why people play it, but it kind of doesn't let you do what you're trying to do. So we ended up with this just kind of closed off, kind of boring, you know, center here. Yep, that was just a blundering of the pawn. Okay, everything was good here. C4. So engine wanted me to take with the pawn. It's a small difference, though. It's a small difference, so I don't think it should be marked as a mistake. They're both pretty good. Yeah, I don't know why it's marking it as a miss. Very small difference. Brilliant move. Wow. So that was the best move. Interesting to give up the rook. I didn't feel like it was, but I was getting low on time and just felt like I needed to play something. But okay, it's the best move. Could have just taken with the pawn. Yeah, that makes sense. Just defending this guy. I was trying to just trade. And then, yeah, then we started to see some mistakes here. Yeah, this one I could have just taken right away. Probably would have been a little bit easier. Although rook b1 is... engine is saying is the best move, so okay. Here, obviously didn't want to get checkmated. Could have been easy to fall for this, right? Get the queen and just lose. Gotta watch out for the back rank. So that's why g3 and then just removing, basically. Okay. Your time management is an issue. Yeah, it's not really so much the time management, it's the I'm trying to explain stuff, which is really the point of this, right? The point of this is not how many games can Nelson win. It's can I help people learn some stuff? That's the point, right? So I'm not going to teach you guys anything if I'm just sitting there playing as fast as I can and not saying anything. So comes with the territory, you know? All right. I'm going to stretch my legs real quick and I have a puzzle for you guys to look at. See if you can solve it. Let me find it real quick. It's this one. Here we go. Okay. This. All right, you guys take a look at that. I'm going to do a poll and I'll come back. Come back to check the poll in just a second. I'm going to give you some options here. All right. Poll incoming. You guys can have a look at that. I'll be right back in a few minutes. We'll talk about it. All right, let's see what the consensus is. 72% rook to c3 check. Then rook e1 and rook g3. Okay. All right, you guys got it. So it is rook to c3 check, but let's talk about why the other moves don't work. So, rook to g3 check. Well, first of all, the point is that the white king is attacking the rook. So if you can make black's king leave the defense of the rook, you can win a rook. Rook to g3 check kind of looks like it might do the same thing as rook to c3 check. But the problem here is that the king can now go to f2, and it's simultaneously attacking your rook. So if you take this one, you lose this one. That's the problem with rook to g3. Rook to e1 is another way to do it, where you try to make the king move like this. But again, you kind of have the same issue of the king could come here and take your rook. Or even if the king goes here and you try to go check like this, there's this interesting line. Rook to e8 check. And now black's going to do the same thing to you and take your rook. And again, you can do this, but here's, again, the same thing, right? So there's all these little tricks where black can basically save the position unless you go rook to c3. Because now they literally don't have any moves with the king, have to play here, and then you can follow up with rook to g3, and you get this position where everybody is attacked and defended. It doesn't really matter. You can choose which way you want to take, forces the king to take, and then you end up with the winning endgame. So, congratulations to everybody who found rook to c3. That was a pretty easy one, you know, considering some of the puzzles on this channel, but still kind of a fun one. All right, let's go back to the speed run over here. Did I update the wins? Did I update the win? Does anybody remember? Somebody can tell me if I updated or not. And I'm going to do a new game. I did update it? Okay, thanks. Okay, let's go. We'll stick with the normal stuff here. Ah, he's playing the bishop's opening. Okay, I'm going to play knight to f6. You immediately put some pressure. Knight to f3. Interesting. Interesting. I think what I'm going to do, because I'm familiar with the two knights defense, is I'm just going to transpose back into the two knights. I could also like think about taking or playing d5 or something else, but I'm just going to transpose to something that I'm pretty familiar with. So, all right, knight to g5. Let's play d5, and I've been really enjoying this. I think we should just keep trying it. Just see how many games we can win with this Fritz variation. Fritz variation. Oh, d6. Setting the trap. White going to take the bait. White going to take the bait. This is a big moment. Ah, they go for the bishop capture. Okay, we saw this. Was it last stream or the stream before? It was recent. We saw this. So king e7, I remember. Threatening the bishop. They really should probably go back. Otherwise, we're going to play h6 and win the bishop. Okay, they did. They went to c4. Interesting. Instead of here, because I know that normally we would take it. I don't know if this changes much. Actually, it might change some stuff because now we can... What if I play h6 and bait it again and then go here? Do we have the same kind of idea? Kind of do. Trying to think if there's anything different. I mean, the knight could also go back here. But I think that's not where the bishop really needs to be, because now we can do this again. And I could even play there right away. This is interesting. This is interesting. What if the knight goes here? I do have bishop g4, which looks pretty good. I'm not sure what to play. Let's play h6. Let's see. I think we can set the trap again here. I think we can. Basically, I'm transposing into the line that I was trying to go for earlier. Now it's different. There's some other moves which might change some things, but we're gonna find out. From what I'm calculating, I don't think it does. There is this move though. Yeah, it's interesting now because there's this and this. Defends the bishop, but it still leaves me with my sort of standard trap of queen e4. Okay, yeah, he takes that. Okay. So I think we don't take the bishop. We just go for the usual trick here. And we have queen e4 again after rook f1. Yeah. So this was a roundabout way, but we ended up in the same situation. I don't know if it was good though. I have a feeling white could have done that differently. So we're gonna check after this. Check the engine. So okay, this person decides to give up the queen. So that the game can continue. Now, I have a couple ways to do this. I could also take here, followed by bishop g4. No, but then there's f3, and it doesn't quite work out for me. Yeah, no, I can't do that. All right, we have to take it. So let's do a little counting here. 3, 3, the rook, because we have a queen for a rook, but the knight is basically trapped. So we actually have a little bit more than that. And how can we kind of finish this off? Because I don't want to give white any kind of compensation if I don't have to. Bishop g4, there's knight c3. Knight c3 is a good move for white. I want to trap the knight. So maybe I put the bishop on f5 to make sure that I always have that square covered. Is that a good plan? I think it's a good plan. Because that way I can move my queen away and the knight is still trapped. I can either play g5, bishop g7 to take it, or I can move my king and bishop and the rook can take it. All right, we kind of expected that. I think I want to take this, get the queen involved here. Trades are going to be good for me because I have the queen for rook. Material advantage. Yeah, so here I'll probably just trade this off. As long as there are no tactics, which I don't see. This is fine. Let's go ahead and take that. Oh, I could play queen h7 now, actually, and just get the knight right away. Yeah. I think I should just do that. What's white gonna do? Castle? Ah, there's bishop check. Kind of an annoying move. I guess it's not a big deal. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to get the knight. I don't want to give it a chance to escape. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that. And then it's just a queen against a rook. Endgame. Okay. We just drop back. We can take with the king. Okay, they're going to take this. I'm not even really worried about it because I can play the rook over and my rook is now active. Pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and take this. Check doesn't really scare me. I'm just going to move here. Oh, the knight's trapped. Wasn't really planning that. Just worked out. Yep. Okay. So, let me update this before I forget. And let's take a look. We've had some pretty good success with the Fritz variation, I have to say. Yeah, we did misplay some of this though. Let's see what we did. What did we do wrong? I had a feeling that White could have played it differently. I just wasn't sure what it was. What is the best move, by the way, against this? Just take the pawn. Yeah. Take the pawn. Then it's like a reversed Stafford Gambit, which I don't really want to play that anyway. All right. So we set the trap. The move here is bishop to b3. So yeah, that is a bad move. Ah, it is queen c6 right away. It is. Because, yeah, that makes sense. Essentially, I'm getting both of these powerful threats, and I don't even have to give up a rook to do it. So yeah, why not play there? Why not? White probably has to do something like this. No, you can't do that because of it. Yeah. So I don't know why I did this. That was just a poor decision. Even knight to f3 was fine. Put the eval bar on. Sorry, guys. So knight to f7. Queen c6. And luckily for us, White allowed us to do it. But what they could have done instead here is simply castle. They deal with the threat. Yes, we can take the bishop, but we lose our rook. And we have to watch out for this knight escaping. Queen takes c2. White doesn't want to take because the rook gets trapped. Wow, this is wild stuff. So they move. We trade, but they throw in a check to escape first. Then they take here. Then we go after it. They have to take the queen. We still get the knight. We get this interesting position, which is slightly better for black. Yeah, so I kind of messed that up a little bit. But it just goes to show you when you study these lines, the move that I was expecting was bishop b3. And I remembered, we take it, we attack the knight, blah, 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 it gets trapped. Okay, cool. All right, that's not it. What's the line? e4. Oh, king f7 first. Glad I looked at that. Anyway, the point is, they play one move differently. Good move, bad move, doesn't matter, but it can kind of throw you off. And it's like, wait, I wasn't expecting that. And yeah, makes sense, the move that I should have played, though. All right, 1621. We have one more game for 1625. Let's go ahead and do that. I have to go after this. So let's go ahead and new game. All right, here we go. Should we try it again? We haven't been having good success because nobody wants to accept it. Let's keep trying. Maybe we'll get one game in, or they accept the gambit. Take it, take it. Okay, this might be the game where we actually get to see how this gambit works in practice. No. Okay. I'm gonna give him another chance. Give him another chance. And I'm gonna give him another chance. Okay, so generally when I'm playing this gambit, I keep the center locked up like this. And the point is you want to keep this open for the bishop. Yeah, they're not going to take it. It's too bad. Okay, well, we can't force them to, so I'll go ahead and take it. I really was hoping that we would have seen this. I could have captured with the rook and you would have got to see it in action, but not happening this time. Let's play c3. So essentially what we've done is gambit this pawn, but we have these files with kind of long-term pressure, and we have a nice center that's kind of hard for black to attack. Normally when you play the French defense like this, you would be attacking this, but that pawn is gone, so it's harder for black to, figure out what to do. That being said, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do either. Might play h4. So black probably wants to put the knight here, and I could play g4, chase it away, just expand on the king side. That looks pretty good. I could try bishop g5 going for the pin, but that's pretty easy for black to get out of. They just move the queen somewhere. I play knight a3 with the idea of jumping in this way. Doesn't look half bad. Let me start with h4. So what I'm thinking about is what is black trying to do? This bishop is, I mean, it can go here, but that's it. This knight is blocking this bishop. They probably want to move that somewhere. I'm thinking they're going to go here, and I want to play g4 to chase it away. But the knight's going to jump over here, and if I take, then the queen comes out, okay. So what I'm going to do is play h4, so that when the knight goes here, I can play g4 immediately, because now I have the rook helping me. So in a weird way, this kind of takes away the move knight to f5. Now, is that worth it in this position? I don't know. You can ask Stockfish that question later, but I'm just telling you my logic and why I'm just, deciding to do that. Which gambit is this? This is the wing gambit, but I don't play it the way that you normally play the wing gambit. Although I didn't get a chance to show you that because this person didn't accept it all the way. They have to accept it all the way for that to happen. All right, bishop d7. Makes sense. Or else black gonna move. I think sometimes they go here and try to jump the knight in here. So that's one thing I want to keep an eye on. I'm going to go bishop to d3. Now I have the option to castle. I also have pressure here. I can start thinking about maybe some tactics with knight to g5 and getting the queen involved. Doesn't look like it's quite good enough, but I'm going to start thinking about that at least. Yeah, knight to g5. I think I am going to play that. Basically, I'm trying to take advantage of the light squares over here. So like if I can bait black into playing h6, they've really weakened these light squares. And then maybe a move like knight takes here actually looks promising. Or even queen h5 right away, or something like that is what I'm thinking. The French is one of those weird openings that it just feels like a different type of chess game than a lot of other chess games, in my opinion. The advanced French. There's just like so many weird things, and unfortunately, I haven't studied it a lot. Have you recorded all 180 games? Yep, they're all on the channel. All on the channel. Time do I start? Just whenever I wake up and have time to come over here and start. Okay, g6. So we've induced something else. we've induced a dark squared weakness, which is not what I was necessarily going for, but here it is. So that's interesting. Now, I can't take advantage of that immediately. I mean, there's this, like, sort of really slow way to get a knight there, or moving this and get a bishop there. I'm also looking at, what if I bring the queen out and just threaten checkmate? It doesn't look like an easy checkmate to stop. Because if you play knight f5, I'm going to play g4 and make that knight move. Guess you could go to h6. Still kind of a weird. The other way to do it would be to play g4 right now, with the idea of following up with queen f3. That's the only move that I see. g4, knight to h6. I just don't see a good follow-up. I'm thinking about playing g4 first. I could also just play like h5 and try to just jam the pawn down there, or even try to trade. That also looks pretty good. The other thing I could do is sacrifice the knight and then play g4 to just get at the king that way. Bishop's going to come out somewhere. We take, they take. I don't know if it's good enough. I don't think I like that as much. h5 also looks pretty good. Yeah, I really don't know what to do here, guys. g4, what about h6, let's just say? What would I do? Take, check. I could infiltrate with the queen. Man, the problem is I have so many moves that I want to play, and I can only choose one. Okay, well, we got to make a decision. We have to make a decision. I'm going to play h5. Don't know if it's the right decision, but we'll see. Yeah, all of those moves looked promising. All looked promising. The reason I chose this one was because the other moves, I felt like I saw an option that black had, like a fairly easy defensive option. This one, I wasn't quite sure. So if I take, this pawn can't take. So this one has to take, but then I could just grab the pawn. And black's kingside is falling apart. Yeah, it's falling apart. So yeah, this looks pretty good now. We've infiltrated. This is now weak, so the queen can easily attack that. Even g4 to make this guy move. Falling apart. Okay, we have this nice square. Continuing to have the threats that I mentioned. Bishop is also ready to go if we need it. Queen h4, seems like a decent move, actually. I have to be careful, huh? Okay. I guess we have to go here, save the knight. And, yeah, what's happening in this position? I don't know. King's gonna move. I have bishop f1 to defend, so I guess I'm okay. There's a question of what do I do next? What do I do next? Do I want my queen to come over here and attack the king when it's running that way? Or do I want it to come over here to kind of defend some of the stuff happening over here? Don't really know. I really don't know. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Let's go here. This is a very tricky position. Primarily because of the king placement. Both kings don't really have a safe place. Ooh. I didn't see that. That's a good move. A good move. Okay. If we take, we lose this. You have king to d2. Or we move the queen somewhere. What's the knight gonna do? It's a really good move. Also gonna be a fork over here. Ooh. Oh no! What a move. What a powerful move. Yeah, I was trying to take it and somehow it just I don't know. Okay, well, that's a sad way to lose. All right. 2 losses. I'm sorry guys, that was embarrassing. Let's check the game review. I feel like we had it. I feel like we had it and I just messed it up. I knew that there was that moment and even after the the tactic, I didn't mouse slip. I think we were probably okay. Yeah, 68. Not a great game. Not a great game at all. All right, well, it happens. Let's see. Let's see what we can learn from this. So right here, I mean, this is like, put the eval bar on. Um, yeah, I knew that that was bad. I just didn't know the best move. And we played the best move. Wow. We did play the best move. Exactly like I thought. Knight to f5, and if I go here... Oh, there's this tactic again. Wow, this tactic was here like all game, and I had like no idea. Wow. Look at that. What a crazy move. But even here, if knight h6, this is what I was talking about. I just didn't see a follow-up here. So, h5 was the best move. Taking was okay. Better to play g... No, actually, taking was good. Taking was good. Oh. Hutton Moon. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Appreciate the prayers. I really do. Okay. So, what's going on here? It's saying bishop takes f5 and g4. So, getting rid of this knight is like vital in this position for some reason. Nope, it's because exactly what our opponent did. They played it exactly right. Queen h4. And then, yeah, that's a good move. So there's two good moves here for black. This is better, but they played a perfectly fine one. This one's just crushing. I was going to go here. Yeah, this tactic, guys. This tactic was sitting here for so many moves. It wasn't on my radar. It wasn't on my radar. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened, though, if I didn't mouse slip. Because, yes, black's going to come down here. Well, there's actually checkmate. Yeah, I don't know if our opponent would have found that or not. Bishop h6. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Nasty. So I was basically lost anyway at this point. Yeah, queen h3. I did think about playing queen h3, but I was afraid of this and this move. Yeah. Basically, I just had to accept it. Just accept it. Play bishop a3. Lose the rook. Take this. Game goes on. Oh, well, it happens. Let me see what time it is. I don't know if I have... I don't think I have time to get to 16:25 anymore. Yeah, I gotta get ready to go. Going somewhere with my wife. Well, guys, it happens. I had kind of predicted that I thought I would lose one between 15 and 1600. So this is about how I expected to lose, something like this. Opponent plays well, miss a tactic, and then I didn't count on the mouse slip, but still I was basically lost anyway. So yeah, congratulations, Skylark. Well played. All right, guys, appreciate you, and see you next time. We'll do a repeat, get to 1625 again. Take it easy, guys.